So my name is Tomasz, I'm coming from Lithuania and I work for the Lithuanian Gay League as a project coordinator. It was always an established record that we tried to limit the expression of sexual orientation and the legal protections of LGBT people through various legal measures, but these isolated instances of homophobic and transphobic legislation got really pretty much intense after Baltic Pride in July 2013. And we perceive this as a retaliation measure because the LGBT community managed to protect their right to freedom of assembly and to exercise the right on the central avenue of the capital city. And that got the legislators really mad. So currently we have the Homosexual Propaganda Law in place, so-called Homosexual Propaganda Law in place, and it's in place since 2010, which defines any information which promotes alternative familial relationships when established in the Constitution or the Civil Code as detrimental to the minors. We are effectively prevented from working with LGBT youth. Passing through the current legislative proposal with regards to the introduction of administrative sanctions would mean we basically would be barred from doing anything. The young people who are facing identity questions or identity challenges, and especially if they're living in the socially hostile environment, it must be pretty tough for them and rough. If we cannot approach them and we cannot offer them objective, scientific and even supportive information, right? So it means we are losing the young potential. And that group receives very clear message that they are not welcome, they are not wanted, and they just don't feel the part of the community. We really appreciate the work that the United States are doing with regards to human rights and in general and with regards to LGBT rights in the Baltic states. Sometimes we would like for them to be less politically correct and more direct, but it's okay, we understand the deal. Having the conversation between democratic nations about the insurance of fundamental rights and freedoms is very crucial, and I think that both our nations play on the right side of the history. It just takes time to get better.